Hello, I am Dr. Angelique V. Nixon, and I am co-director of the Caribbean IRN, and I'm one of the instructors for the short course on critical sexuality studies.
Thank you, Angelique, and welcome. So, having been in Trinidad for almost 4 weeks, delivering to a diverse set of students, and just experiencing and interacting with them, their knowledge, their understanding, and exposure to sexualities, what would you say really stands out for you at this point?
Good question. The participants are we've had a really great range of people, from social workers to public health workers to teachers to community activists, organizers, and graduate students. And so I've just been really impressed by the level and quality of their engagement, their dedication. It's a lot of material you've asked them to read and to really delve into in 4 weeks. And I think they really rose to the challenge, and really, I've just been really impressed by the exchange, the dialogue, the sharing, the questions, even when it's uncomfortable. Yeah, even when we've had those moments that have been a bit uncomfortable, people still are in it.
Yeah, because I was going to follow up, as you said, you were impressed with the way that they dealt with the intense material, that you did say it was an intense course.
Yes.
What are some of the responses that you can recall from the students as on a day-to-day basis, week-to-week basis? How do they respond to the new and not so new material?
Well, let's see. I've gotten some really great emails where students will say, I'm really enjoying the class, I really enjoyed learning about this stuff. Other more informal conversations, different participants have talked about how it's the first time they've been able to really talk about this stuff, and even sometimes talking about, I've read some of this theory. Some of the graduate students, for example, have read these theories, but I haven't thought about it in this way, because some of the students are very familiar with gender theory, but not as familiar with sexuality.
Right.
Studies and theories, and for some of the participants who are working in private and public sector, who are doing work particularly around these issues, want to know more and want to be able to help people who are having particular kinds of issues having to do with, for example, sexual rights, sexual justice, discrimination, and so on. So just the eagerness, I have been really struck by that. And also applicability. So, we talked about this in the last session, in the last module, and that really made me think about this, making those connections and then relating it to work situations,
Right, so they're able to link real life and theoretical.
Yes, so the theory and the practice
coming together. The students that use alternative modes or methods of delivery, art and poetry and so forth, do you think that really made the uncomfortable a little bit more comfortable or intelligible for the students?
Sure, I think that we've used a variety of different kinds of readings, and we definitely used a lot of theory, but we also used a lot of practical work. We also engaged in some arts and literature, right? So I think that helped, absolutely, having a range across disciplines, interdisciplinary approaches.
I must ask, of course, along with all of these great things that you have experienced, and of course being really and truly impressed by the students and their willingness to engage, were there any challenges that you would say that you would attend to for future offerings?
Yes, there's always challenges, right? I would want it to be longer. I understand that it was perfect timing. The 4 weeks had to be, because it fit into the different semesters and how UE works. But I would have liked to see a 6-week. I think 6 weeks would have given us more time. I felt very constrained. I felt like we didn't have enough time to get through all the materials in the way that I would have liked to, and to have a proper concluding session and even have presentations and have full-on presentations that we invited, that was open to the university and community, the larger community, I think would have been really nice. Let's see, more room. If we had more room, we could have had, I know plenty of people who were saying, oh, I would have really wanted to take this, but you know, we were in a space constraint, and let's see. You know, I did a lot of work on the we adapted these modules and this particular set of topic areas from the International Association for the Study of Sexuality, Culture, and Society. And so that was particularly challenging. And so now that that's done, I feel like if we could have a part 2 or come back and do a more focused specific course even that maybe, you know, focused on one area, for example, if that was a need, that a lot of the work is done, you know.
Right.
So there were challenges. I would have liked also to have, I know that with time constraints and commitments, we couldn't have more UE professors. I would have liked to have more UE professors on our team if we did it again with a team,
Right.
or if we thought of it as a collaborative, a partnership, because I'm very sensitive and aware to the ways that, you know, sometimes these things can happen. I like more collaborative, and we did. I mean, we had, you know, Professor John Campbell, and we had the activist Colin Robinson, who were here. So I felt like it was a decent enough balance, but I would have liked more.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And finally, I mean, you have heard from people who work with different sexualities, different sexual experiences that are uniquely Trinidadian.
Mm-hmm.
And I must say, what are some of the discoveries that you yourself, as the instructor and organizer, did you have any discoveries that you found really stood out for you?
I knew a lot, but I think some of the things, let me see, some things that really struck me. I didn't know that zami was a term that was used in Trinidad. I knew it was a term used in Grenada. And mati is generally thought of as a term that's used for women who love women in Suriname. But also that term resonates here. Macomer is another term that I found out that is used here. So some of the terms and some of the nuances of place, the politics here. Learning a little bit more about the politics and the real local specificity. I try to keep up as much as I can on all Caribbean politics, you know. And, you know, I'm very much in touch with CAISO and the work that they do, and carry flags, and Code Red, for example, and some feminist organizations and other social justice organizations. I do work in Haiti. Mm-hmm. So I try to keep myself really aware. But even then, you know, you still don't know everything. And so you come to a place and you find, so finding out languages and terms and but the particulars around religion have been it's been so refreshing to experience a kind of really pluralistic society that is Trinidad, which is I'm from the Bahamas, and that's very different. Like it's, you know, predominantly black and of African descent, yes, some mixtures, and it's predominantly Christian, right? Yeah. So for me, that's how I grew up, and that's, you know, and I'm mixed race, but I identify as black, and so sort of feeling that, and feeling here that there's this space, and I know that's complicated, but a space for mixed raceness has been also really refreshing.
Yes,
you know. And my great-grandparents are actually from Trinidad. They migrated in the 20s or 30s to Inagua, the southernmost part of the Bahamas. So also feeling like a connection here ancestrally, you know.
Excellent.
And just getting to know the amazing people and who've taken this course with us, getting to know them and finding out about their lives. And the commitment has really been astonishing. Even when, you know, perhaps still trying to find space for one's own acceptance and tolerance, but understanding that there is a baseline for acceptance, for the desire for more than just tolerance, but acceptance and full citizenship for all people, and for people who may not fit into the quote-unquote norms of society. I think it's been really amazing and refreshing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Right.